Yes, Doctor, about
Yes,
today class, I just joined right now.
your name.
I'm Mohammed Nabil.
Sorry?
Mohammed Nabil.
I see. Okay, you're here. And Bire, yes, are you here?
Yes, I am here.
And who has written to me? Is it Businur? Are you here?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Let us continue. And so here we stopped with with completing the sentences about Dr. Thompson and Mrs. Allen. And we stopped with sentence number 5. Dilara was speaking about this. Yes, Dilara, will you repeat? Okay.
That's what every mother feels in the circumstance, and you are very right to be cautious.
Cautious. Yes, this is what the doctor says. And the next one, if we listen to Tala, please.
Keep an eye on him and don't hesitate to connect your GP
immediately. And the final sentence, let us listen to Esginur. Esginur, are you here?
Yes, I'm here, doctor. Come and see of us if there are any change.
Any changes? Yes, right. Any problems? Okay. So you see that the doctor just tries to reassure the mother, and the doctor uses some empathy. Which sentence sounds emphatic? You remember when we were speaking about empathy and sympathy, yes? So empathy is some kind of the doctor's previous experience, yes? Which sentence can sound emphatic? How does the doctor show empathy?
Maybe 5.
5.
5, yes.
Also.
Yes, like 5 about feeling. Yes, every mother might feel in this in these circumstances. 6, keep an eye and don't hesitate to contact. Okay, yes, so it is also emphatic. Okay, and you can see that the doctor uses some kind of structure with if it were meningitis, she says, I'd expect him to be very unwell. I mean that this is the situation unreal. She emphasizes that this is unreal situation, imaginary situation, because actually it's not meningitis. Okay, and now we come to the language spot, and this is the information about conditional sentences. You know that in English there are several types, several kinds of conditional sentences. Actually, 3 main, then, or we can say 0 conditional plus 3 other different types. And today we'll speak about the first conditional and second conditional. And the first conditional, the structure of the first conditional sentence is the sentence that consists of 2 parts, the if clause and the main clause. And in the if clause, we use the present simple, and in the main clause, the future simple tense, like subject plus will plus verb. when do we use the first conditional structure? We use it to talk about possibilities in the present or in the future, mostly in the future. And the trick is that if we speak about future and we use the future simple in the main clause, we shouldn't use future in the if clause after if. We should use the present simple instead. This is the rule. Don't use future after if. And there are a couple of examples here on this slide. If it rains, I will stay at home tomorrow, for example. So you see, will stay. This is the future simple. And the whole sentence is about tomorrow, about the future events, but we do not use future after if. We say it rains, we use the present simple. And another example, if I wake up late, I will miss the bus. So also in the main clause, will miss, future simple, and in the if clause, present simple instead of future. And as for the conversation between the doctor and Mrs. Allen, yes, so actually this is one more time the structure if plus subject plus present, and in the main clause subject plus will plus infinitive without. So the doctor uses the first conditional to talk about a situation where the result is a real possibility in the future. So the doctor says, if you use steam, it will help to ease the cough. So the situation which is possible to happen in the future, the mother can actually use steam to treat her son. That is why the doctor uses the first conditional structure. If plus use, this is present simple, and in the main clause will help future simple. Well, and here on this slide you can see another diagram which shows which gives the information about the second conditional clause. And the structure of the second conditional is different. So in the main clause we use would or wouldn't plus verb, but in the if clause we use the past simple tense, and the verb to be should be used like in the form of were with any kind of pronouns like I were, he were, she were, it were. And when do we use the second conditional structure? We use to just to show the imaginary situation in the present and future. So this is like hypothetical situation, unreal situation related to present or future. And there are some examples, and you can see that in the main clause we can see would plus verb in all the sentences. Or for example, in the last two sentences, instead of would, we can see could. Could is also possible here. And in the if clause, all the verbs are in the past simple tense. Won, were, had. And so the examples, if I won $1 million, I would buy a new car. This is imaginary situation, unlikely to happen. So if I were you, I would quit smoking. Of course, it's impossible to be on the place, to replace the other person. So that is why the second conditional structure is used here. Then, if I were the president, I would lower taxes. But the person understands that he won't be a president. Then they would stay longer if they had more time. But in real life, they don't have time. That is why they won't stay. And you see that if we start the sentence with the if clause, we add comma. But if we start the sentence like here, With the main clause, there is no comma before. And if I won $1 million, I could stop working. And if I had more free time, I would travel around the world. I could travel, actually. And here on the next slide, so the rules are just repeated. The second condition is used for hypothetical and real situation. And this is the form. And the doctor uses the second conditional to reassure the mother by showing that the child is not suffering from a particular condition. If he had meningitis, I would expect him to be very unwell, she says. But it isn't meningitis. So this is like unreal condition. Okay. And so when you reflect on your experience, you can also use the second conditional to show what you would do to improve on your experience. Like if I faced the same situation again, I would do things very differently. This is second conditional structure. And let us have a look at the sentences. Actually, these are the beginnings of the sentences from 1 to 4. And we should decide whether the if clauses are real or hypothetical, whether they are first conditional or second conditional. And then we should match the beginnings of the sentences from 1 to 4 with the endings from A to D. And we should change the form of the verbs in the second part of the sentence, because we need to change them. And we need to understand, just in order to use the correct form of the verbs, we need to understand whether it's the first or second conditional, whether it's real or hypothetical situation. Is the task clear?
Yes.
Okay, now 2 minutes for you to write the sentences, 4 sentences, find the correct ending and change the form of the verb in the ABCD parts of the sentence. So start, please. 2 minutes. Well, let us check. Bere? Hello, Bere.
Yes.
So read sentence number 1, please.
Number 1, if it's a var group, I think she sleep bed breaking code.
We need to make some changes. We need to change the verb have. How can we change it? If it were group, the beginning tells us which type of conditional clause is it, the first conditional or the second conditional? Hmm? Yahya.
First,
Yahya.
So should have a really bad parking of.
Yes, I mean, is it the first conditional or the
No,
second?
the second.
The second, yes.
Yes.
And we need to use the would, yes, in the second, as you say. She would
Yes.
have a really bad barking cough. Okay. Esginur, please, number 2.
if we do not do this screening tests, A, increase the risk of permanent damage.
So we should connect it because grammatically it's incorrect. Is it first conditional or second conditional, Esginur?
First,
First conditional, so we need future, yes? If we
yes.
do not do the tests, it will, yes, Esginur, it will increase the risk of permanent damage, right?
Right.
Mhm. Businur, please. Number 3.
Yes, get the patient.
Businur, hello.
My voice.
I cannot hear you. Can you speak louder, please?
Okay, can you hear right now?
Yes. Mhm.
If you get the patient to relax, it be easier to carry out.
Yes, but you should change be. Instead of be, you need to use the future. Yes?
Yes, it will be easier to carry out.
Okay, right. And now please let us listen to Jiren.
Okay, at 6 weeks, if you stare at the baby's face,
There's one more left. D.
yes, the
D. Read it.
she stare normally.
You need to use the future. Yes. Instead of just stare, use the future. Simple of stare.
Will normally back.
She will stare normally back, right? Because this is the first conditional structure. And 4 more sentences with the same task, you should complete them. And making changes just to match the beginnings and endings, making changes in the second part of the sentences. So 2 minutes for you to do it. Write them, please. Mohammed Nabil is ready. Yes?
Yes.
No, Mohammed, read sentence number 5, please.
Yeah, if I had a chance to do the whole thing again, it's H. I would prepare for the consultation better.
I would prepare, yes. So is it first or second conditional?
It's second.
Exactly, because actually we don't have a chance to do something one more time. Okay. So Mustafa Sabir, please. Number 6.
If you bring the child on and on the 23rd November, we will carry out the 6 weeks check.
Yes. Is it first or second conditional?
First condition.
First conditional, it's real condition. Okay, who will read number 7? Let me see. Tala, please.
If you give him the solution, a little soap, it will help stop him from beginning it up.
It will stop him. Yes, this is also the first conditional. And the final sentence, number 8. So somebody, Mustafa, please.
If I had to talk to the mother again, I will certainly be a lot more sympathetic.
Sympathetic. What did you? Is it first or second conditional?
First,
No.
I think.
If I had, this is the past simple. It shows that this is the second conditional. So if I had to talk to the mother again, but you won't talk to the mother again. The doctor says, yes? So this is the second condition. That is why we need to use would in the second part, in the main clause. I would certainly be a lot more sympathetic. Okay. And actually here, these are the phrases that a doctor says to the patients, and reassuring parents with young children and babies in order to relieve anxiety is a challenge. We should decide whether these doctors' statements made to parents are reassuring or not reassuring, and give reasons for your answers. Let us listen to Yosif, please. The first statement. Read it, please. Yosif, hello, are you here? No. Okay. Sheima. Hello, Sheima. Yes.
Yes. Fortunately, only a very small percentage of babies go on to develop permanent damage. Let's hope Jean is not one of them.
Do you think this statement sounds reassuring for parents?
Yes.
Yes, actually, in general, yes. So, Yosif is joining us. Well, here there are some this structure, like, let's hope it's not one of them. It's not like very reassuring because this phrase shows that the doctor is is not confident enough about this case. So, and he shows this, and the parent can feel this, and it's better to avoid this kind of structures, like let's hope. Okay, the second number 2. Let us listen to Dilara, please. Read it. Dilara, hello.
Yes, doctor.
Mhm.
Rush are very common, and not every rush leads to meningitis, but it's good that you are alert to this.
Is the phrase reassuring enough?
Reassuring.
Mhm. Yes. So there is some positive. It's good that you are
Yes,
that
that
you
you
are
tell
alert.
parents.
So the praising of the parent. Okay, number 3, please, Bere.
Yes. If he were about 6.5 out, couldn't say creating constants like CF, and we'd probably have to look into it.
Mhm.
Um,
Reassuring or not reassuring?
Showing.
Reassuring. Actually, the doctor uses the second conditional to show that like the condition is unreal. Yes. So it sounds like more optimistic for parents. Okay, Mohamed Nabil, number 4, please.
Yeah, many parents recently have brought their child and with exactly the same rash, but there is viral rash going around.
Mhm.
It's reassuring.
Reassuring. Okay, for me, it's not very reassuring because it's like viral rash going around. So it's better to. Okay, so
Maybe
I don't
it's
know.
when he said that there is a viral rash going around. It's like giving example or something.
Uh-huh.
So
Maybe so he gives the information for the parents to just to be careful about this. Yes, in this
yeah.
way it's good. Okay, number 5. So Jeren, please.
I can assure you, if there is a fracture of the femur from the delivery, it's nothing to worry about.
Is it
Reassuring.
reassuring? Okay, so for me it's not reassuring because like there is a fracture. It's better to change it into the second conditional structure if there were a fracture. So maybe in this case it would sound more reassuring. Nothing to worry. There's nothing. It's nothing to worry about. But there is some problem. Let us move it from the imaginary just mode to, or from the real mode to imaginary one. It will be better. And number 6, please, Yehia.
Yes.
Mhm.
Epiglottis is very rare here now, but we have had a few cases recently. It's not.
Yes. So you say it's rare, and you mentioned the previous cases. So it's better to avoid this kind of phrases. And the next one is for Use. Are you here?
Yes.
Read it, please.
If he had a brain tumor, the rise in the pressure in the head would be much slower. I think it's reassuring.
Okay. Yes, because the doctor uses the second conditional, so he shows that it's not likely to happen. Okay. Now